Namaste students, you all are welcomed in Standard 8. Students, today we will learn Prathamah Pathaha Subhashitani. Subhashit word is derived from Su plus Bhashita, where Su means beautiful, sweet, and Bhashita means word or sayings. So, Subhashitani literally means good or sweet sayings. These interesting and thought-provoking shlokas are taken from ancient scriptures and moral books like Sukti Manjari, Manusmriti, Shishupala Panchatantram, and Niti Shatakam. Children, these Subhashit help us in day-to-day problems of our life. They guide us how to face the difficulties with calm and patient mind. So let us begin with the first shloka. Children, I'll sing this shloka in a proper tune. You also follow me. Guna gunaggeshu guna bhavanti te nirgunam prapya bhavanti doshaha susvadutoyaha prabhavanti nadyah samudramasadya bhavantyapyaha. Now we will do prose order Anvay. We will arrange the shlok in karta, karma and kriyapad format so that it will become easy for us to translate in English. Anvay is, the prose order is gunaha gunaggeshu gunaha bhavanti. You can see here gunaha and here it was guna, so it is an example of Visarga Sandhi. Gunaha gunaggeshu gunaha bhavanti te gunaha nirgunam prapya doshaha bhavanti susvadu toyaha nadyah prabhavanti param taha samudram asadya apeyaha bhavanti. Now we'll see word by word translation. Gunaha, qualities, gunaggeshu, among the good people. Bhavanti are become. Nirgunam, bad people. Prapya, after meeting. Doshaha, bad qualities, vices. Susvadutoyaha, with sweet water. Nadyaha, rivers. Prabhavanti, flow. Param, but. Samudram, sea, ocean. Asadya, after meeting. Apeyaha, non-drinkable, impure. Bhavanti, become. So, what is the translation? The qualities remain qualities if those are governed by good people, and those qualities if governed by bad people, then they change into vices, means bad qualities. Now to prove this, the poet has given a very beautiful example from the nature. Susvadutoyaha nadyah prabhavanti param taha nadyah samudramasadya apeyaha bhavanti. That the rivers flow with sweet water, but when meet the sea, the water becomes salty. Means that water cannot be drunk by anyone. Actually, the river flows with the sweet water only, which we can drink, which is very good for our health. But when the same sweet water meets with the water of the ocean or sea, then it becomes non-drinkable. We cannot drink it because it becomes salty. Okay, so we'll see what is the meaning behind this, how it is applicable in our day-to-day life. So children, here the poet wants to convey that if good people possess any virtue, suppose speaking skill, then people recognizes that person as a good orator, good speaker. But any fool, if any fool speaks unnecessary and uselessly, then the people calls him talkative. So here the skill is same. but the person is changed, isn't it? Now we will see the second shloka. साहित्य संगीत कला विहीनः साक्षात् पशुः पुच्छ विषाणहीनः तृणं न खादन् अपि जीवमानः तद्भागधेयं परमं पशूनाम्. Now we'll see the अन्वय. साहित्य संगीत कला विहीनः पुच्छ विषाणहीनः मनुष्यः साक्षात् पशुः इव अस्ति. सः तृणं न खादन् अपि जीवमानः अस्ति. तद् पशूनां परमं भागधेयम् अस्ति. See, Anvay is very important because by doing Anvay only we get the subject, object and the verb, and then it becomes very easy for us to translate. So now we'll see word by word meaning. Sahitya. Sahitya, literature. Sangeeta, music. Kala, art. Vihinaha, without. Puchha, tail. Vishana, horn. Manusha, person. Sakshat, literally. Pashu, an animal. Trinam, grass. Khadan, eating. Jivamanaha, living. Pashunam, of the animals. Paramam, greatest. Bhagadheyam, fortune, luck. Now we'll see the complete meaning of the shloka. A person without the knowledge of Sahitya, literature, music, Sangeet, Kala, any kind of art. A person without the knowledge of literature, music and any kind of art is like an animal. Pashu is like an animal without horn and tail. Puchha Vishanahinaha. A person without the knowledge of literature, music and any kind of art is like an animal without horn and tail. Trunam na khadanapi jivamanaha. It is indeed the great luck of animals. It is indeed the great luck of the animals that this person survives without eating the grass. The meaning behind is, if we consider ourselves as human being, then we must possess the knowledge of literature or music or any kind of art form. As if we are not interested in any of these, then there will be no difference between us and the animals, because animals are not intellectuals. Their sole purpose of life is only eating and reproduction. Now the third shloka is लुब्धस्य नश्यति यशः पिशुनस्य मैत्री नष्टक्रियस्य कुलम् अर्थपरस्य धर्मः विद्याफलं व्यसनिनः कृपणस्य सौख्यं राज्यं प्रमत्तसचिवस्य नराधिपस्य. The अन्वय is लुब्धस्य यशः नश्यति पिशुनस्य मैत्री नश्यति नष्टक्रियस्य कुलं नश्यति अर्थपरस्य धर्मः नश्यति व्यसनिनः विद्याफलं नश्यति कृपणस्य सौख्यं नश्यति प्रमत्तसचिवस्य नराधिपस्य राज्यं नश्यति. See here the speciality of Sanskrit language. Nashyati is used once only in the shloka, but it is applicable for all the sentences, all the subject of the shloka. Okay, now we'll see the meaning. Lubdhasya yashah nashyati. The fame of a greedy person. Lubdhasya, the fame of a greedy person perishes. Pishunasya maitri nashyati. Pishuna, backbiter. The friendship of a backbiter perishes. Nashtakriyasya kulam nashyati. Nashtakriya, an inactive person. The family of an inactive person perishes. Arthaparasya dharmaha nashyati. Arthaparasya, a money-minded person. The merits of money-minded person perishes. Then Vyasaninah Vidyafalam Nashati. Vyasaninah, addicted person. The knowledge of an addicted person perishes. Krupanasya Saukhyam Nashati. Krupana, miser. The happiness of a miser perishes. And the last is Pramatta Sachivasya Naradhipasya Rajyam Nashati. The kingdom, Rajyam, the kingdom of a king perishes because of his careless and arrogant minister. Pramatta Sachivasya Naradhipasya. The careless and the arrogant minister. Because of them, the kingdom of a king perishes. Now, we will see the meaning behind. If a person is successful and because of his greed, he becomes notorious. Okay. If a person always talk behind, then no one will become his friend, real friend, true friend. If a person doesn't do anything, definitely his family will automatically end up one day. The good work done by money-minded person will not be recognized by anyone. No one will take suggestions from an addicted person. So automatically the knowledge will become useless. The miser person never ever become happy. The ministers, the advisor of the king, actually the minister, they are like advisor of the king. And if they are careless and arrogant, the kingdom definitely perishes one day. Okay, now we'll move towards the fourth shloka. पीत्वा रसं तु कटुकं मधुरं समानं माधुर्यमेव जनयेत् मधुमक्षिकासौ सन्तस्तथैव समसज्जनदुर्जनानां श्रुत्वा वचः मधुरसूक्तरसं सृजन्ति. Now the Anvay is Asau madhumakshika tu katukam madhuram va rasam samanam pitva madhuryam eva janayet santah tatha eva sajjana durjananam sama vachah shrutva madhura sukta rasam srujanti. Now we'll see the meaning. Asau, these. Madhumakshika, honeybee. Katukam, bitter. Madhuram, sweet. Samanam, equally. Pitva, drinking. Madhuryam, sweetness. Janayet, produces. Santaha, good people. Saint. Sajjana, the good people. Durjana, bad people. Sama, equally. Vachaha, speech. Word. Shrutva, listening. Madhura suktarasan, that is the sweet word Srujanti produce. So we'll see the complete meaning. The honeybees drink both the sweet and bitter nectar, but always produce sweet honey only. Similarly, the sages listen words of both good and bad people, but they always speak with the sweet and good words only. The meaning behind is, it is the real nature of good people. It is the real nature of noble-hearted people that they do not get affected by the company of the people. They always remain benevolent, kind-hearted and soft-spoken with everyone. Isn't it? Now we'll see the next shloka. विहाय पौरुषं यो हि दैवम् एव अवलम्बते प्रासादसिंहवत् तस्य मूर्धि तिष्ठन्ति वायसाः. Now see the अन्वय. यह पौरुषं विहाय दैवम् एव हि अवलम्बते प्रासादसिंहवत् तस्य मूर्ध्नि वायसाः तिष्ठन्ति. Now Paurusham. Paurusham means hard work. Daivam, luck. fortune. Avalambate, rely. Prasad, that is the palace. Siha is lion. Tasya, of his, murdni, on the head. Vayasaha, crow. Tishtanti, sit. Now the meaning is the person who leaves, who surrenders the hard work and rely only on luck. The crow sit on his head like the crow which sit on the statue of a lion which is placed on the palace. Now children, we definitely we have to see the meaning behind, then only it will be clear. If a lazy person just by depending on luck sit stationary, then his condition will become worst, like a statue of a lion. It is a statue, it is not alive. So like a statue of a lion which is actually placed on the palace, which cannot do anything. And so a crow like bird, a small creature, crow, also sits on the head of that statue of lion without any fear. So my dear students, one must always work hard instead of depending on luck, so that you will definitely become successful in your life. Okay, now the next shloka. पुष्पपत्रफलच्छाया मूलवल्कलदारुभिः धन्याः महिरुहाः येषां विमुखं यान्ति नार्थिनः. Now we'll see the अन्वय. महिरुहाः पुष्प पत्र फल छाया मूल वल्कल दारुभिः धन्याः भवन्ति अर्थिनः येषां विमुखाः न यान्ति. Now we'll see the meaning. Pushpa, that is flower. Patra, leaf. Phala, that is fruit. Chaya, shade. Moola, root. Valkala, bark of the tree, the skin of the tree. Daru is the wood. Dhanya, great. Arthinaha, needy people. Yesham, from them. Vimukhaha, empty hand. Nayanti, will not go, doesn't go. So we'll see the meaning of the complete shloka. Indeed, the trees are great, which offer flowers, leaves, fruits, shade, root, valkala, a cloth made up of bark of the tree. No one go empty hand from the trees. Arthinah yesham vimukah na yanti. So what is the meaning behind? Dear students, the trees are similar to the great people who always help others by giving their everything, like Karna of Mahabharata, who didn't think twice while donating his armor, King Shivi of mythology, who donated his flesh to save the life of pigeon. So the great people, they don't think and they give everything to the people who come to their door. Okay, now we will discuss shlok number 7. चिन्तनीया हि विपदाम् आदावेव प्रतिक्रियाः न कूपखननं युक्तं प्रदीप्ते भन्निना गृहे. The अन्वय is विपदाम् आदौ एव प्रतिक्रिया हि चिन्तनीयाः प्रदीप्ते भन्निना गृहे कूपखननं युक्तं न भवति. See the word by word translation. Vipadam, in the difficulty, adau, eva, first eva, pratikriyaha, reaction, chintaniyaha, should think, pradipte varnina, gruhe, if house is on fire, kupa khananam, digging the well, yuktam na, is not useful. So The translation is, the remedy to a problem should be thought of ahead of time. It is not appropriate to dig a well when the house is on fire. So what is the meaning actually? It is not a smart idea to start digging a well when the house is burning ablaze. The problem should be anticipated well ahead of time, and appropriate plans should be made in case of a crisis. This is called planning. Without planning, no job can be accomplished to its fullest potential. Crisis management should be given enough thought in the very beginning, else the effort put in the actual job might go waste. So my dear children, get proactive, plan intelligently. Do your homework regularly. Don't wait for tests or exam. During this pandemic also, if you take care of your personal hygiene, you will be safe and lead happy and healthy life. In English also, you might have heard the proverbs like precaution is better than cure and stitch in time saves nine, which tells us the importance of timely action. So in this way, we have done 7 shlokas. In the next video, I will discuss the grammar part and question answers. Till then, Shubha Dinam.